It is crazy to me that if you never at any point in your life lived a life where you had to fiend for addiction, like you did not have physical security, you did not have, like you struggled with money, with food, and you also didn't have emotional security either. Like either one, you had neither. So 10 of Cups reversed, 10 of Pentacles reversed, right? In that type of lifestyle, like dynamic, you like that is where an addict is created, because you go towards like, I was never taught that like to be my own light. I've never taught to love myself, to show up for myself, so I'm going to try to get it from something else, but nothing else is going to be able to give it to me. If you have never been there before and then healed out of it, you're genuinely going to look at somebody like that and be like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, that's so dumb. Like, you're literally just putting yourself on drugs, ruining your life. Like, why are you doing that? But if you've been there, like, because I've been in that energy before, right? Like, just an addict, just complete survival energy. And now that I'm out of it, I look back and I'm like, I completely understand why you're doing it, because you literally do not know anything different. Like, you literally don't know anything different, which is why you can't teach somebody that the lesson of loving themselves when they're in that energy, because they will just become codependent on it. But I think it's crazy that if you've never experienced that, you're literally going to look at that person and be like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you ruining your life like that? If nobody should, and not everybody should have to experience that. Like, duh. Like, not everybody should have to experience so much deep trauma concerning physically and emotionally that you become an addict in some way. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people will, they look at that and they don't understand it. And I'm sure there's people watching this video that are in that mindset. People like me that they look at it and they're like, I know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. And people that look at them and they're like, I don't understand why you would do that to yourself. And, props to those people. I'm glad that you don't get it. It's good that you don't get it. But does anybody else get that? Like, did this make literally any sense? Okay, so it feels like you in the past would overgive empathy, and the person that you're dealing with in this connection in the past would lack empathy. So it was out of balance. You would give empathy to people and you would maybe excuse treatment or things that were not good, that you didn't deserve, that was like low energy, because you just like didn't want to get left. Like, it was a fear of abandonment. So I'm just going to excuse it because it's okay, because I don't want you to leave. And this person's energy was like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave because I don't want to take accountability. Like, I'm not going to have empathy for you. It's not my problem. Like, that's not my problem. So now you are both healing that perspective in this connection right now. And the way that you're being called to do that is by both of you guys have doubts in connections, which causes you to go towards that form of self-sabotage. You go to a physicality to cope with the abandonment wound that you have. So this person is like, okay, I'm going to go to the physical standpoint and say, emotionally, I don't know what you're feeling. I have no empathy for what you're feeling. So I don't need to be here. And your energy is like, okay, physically, I want you here, so I'm excusing it. Like, it's literally just a coping. It's like a crutch. So you're asking yourself, what doubts do I have? What am I afraid of? Like, what am I doubting? I'm doubting that I'm not good enough. I'm doubting that if I don't give enough, then this person is going to leave. Or I'm doubting that if I give too much, this person is going to leave. Like, just what are you doubting? Reflect on that. And instead of acting from the doubt and believing that it's true, ask yourself, like, where is it coming from? And have empathy for that version of yourself. That is the lesson right now. So then you can surrender this addiction that you've had in relationships of seeking external validation. Like a consistent energy of, I need someone else's validation. I need someone else to make me happy. Like, if I'm emotionally not feeling good, I need something physical that is going to immediately fix that crutch for me, instead of you being that crutch yourself. This is a big parental wound. Honestly, it feels like a father wound for both you and this masculine. And it's specifically, like I said, an energy, like it's a lack of nurturing, I think, from a mother wound, but then a physical father wound that taught you of, okay, how do I deal with the lack of emotions? I overcompensate by seeking external validation. So then you would attract, again, like just the opposition of somebody that mirrored to you, either your lack of emotion or your lack of discernment towards your emotion. So with that being said, hold on. So you guys are learning to enjoy the journey instead of only having your sense of security and happiness rely on a security blanket of a title or, you know, a label or something like that. Like, you're genuinely saying, I want to enjoy this. Also, you are letting go of this energy of right and wrong. What is the right thing to do? Because that's what an abandonment wound loves to grab onto. Okay, what's the right thing to do? What is the right thing to say? What is the right thing to show up? What's the right way to show up? And then, or even, I get this question all the time as a tarot reader. People will ask, is this person right for me? You should be asking your body that. Do you enjoy being with that person? Like, you shouldn't have to ask externally, is this person right for me? You will know on how they make you feel. How do you feel? But if you're disconnected from your emotions, you're going to go off of right and wrong, and that whole entire relationship is going to be based off of false energy of you trying to overcompensate from an abandonment wound because you don't even know how that person that you're with makes you feel. That is what you're opening up to right now. Is like, you guys can't be in a relationship if you don't know how to feel and you're too afraid to feel. So that is like a huge energy right now that you're bringing in by enjoying the journey, growing together, and becoming friends. Like, you guys are bringing in a friendship perspective because in the past, the idea of romance was too overwhelming for your abandonment wound. As soon as the idea of romance comes in or feelings comes in, like, you're afraid of leaving. So now you're bringing in the perspective of if your friend asks you to like hang out and you are just drained, like you can't do it, you're going to be like, no, sorry, like I can't. You know, like if you have a healthy friendship, you're going to be like, no, sorry, like I'm tired. And your friend is going to be like, all right, no worries. But if you're in a codependent ass relationship and you tell that person, or somebody asks you to hang out and that person says, can I hang out, and you don't have the energy, you're going to be too afraid to say no because you know that that person is codependent on your attention. Or your confidence is codependent on how this person feels about you. So, like, that's not a friendship energy. You're not feeling very safe in that dynamic. So, like, that's what you guys are healing from is, I'm going to treat this person as a friend, but that does not change the fact that we are building towards a relationship. But your ego is thinking that if I'm not super vulnerable all the time, or like if I'm not constantly holding on to the idea of a relationship with this person, it's not going to happen. That's what you're letting go of. Is like, I don't need physical validation that I'm going to get something in the future because I don't need something in the future to be happy right now. I am enjoying this person's energy right now, not because it looks good, because I feel like I enjoy this person's time. And if I'm presently enjoying their time, what the fuck does a label matter? What the fuck does an abandonment wound matter? I am enjoying this right now. And you're healing yourself and giving yourself empathy to be able to like maintain that in this connection. So I'm sending so much love. I really hope this resonates. Woo! Love you.